Hey, what's up, everyone? Zach Strief here, coming to you for Saints Radio, WWL. Just walked out of the indoor facility for today's Saints practice and wanted to give you all a little bit of an update on the things that we saw. I'm going to pull my notes out here. First of all, the word that I kind of wrote at the top of the sheet today was sloppy, and I know there's been a little bit of conversation about that this week offensively, of some of just kind of the sloppy performance, and we saw that again today. We had several false starts in practice. Guys leaving early. Ironically, when they did get a playoff and they weren't sloppy, I actually thought the offensive line had a pretty good day today. We did see him go a little bit 2-minute late in practice and did that with one of the further back lines. It wasn't the starting line. Jameis Winston was the quarterback for that period, and we did see them drive down the field and get a touchdown in a drive that they were down by 3 situationally. So a big play there from Jameis Winston at the end. That ball completed a Marquez Callaway to end practice. We did see a couple of sacks in that period as well. Carl Granderson had a sack in that period, although that was really pushed into him by Margus Hunt, who's a guy defensively I thought had a good day today. I like Margus Hunt for this football team because he's versatile. I see him as a guy that can give you some edge push, but he's also a guy you can play inside at the 3 technique in some of your nickel and dime situations. We saw him and Cam Jordan get home today in a game on a play that he was lined up as a 3 technique. So I think Margus Hunt has a shot at making this football team and being a piece that the Saints can use. Real similar to the vein that Mario Edwards Jr. did last year. Mario's another guy we saw have a big play today, had a sack in the team periods. So he's still a contender, obviously. I think we're seeing good depth along that defensive front. Offensively, again, I did think the pass protection was better today, and we saw a couple guys make consistent big plays. I thought Benny Fowler from the receiver position was the guy today. We did see Mike Thomas get a day off. I'm assuming that's just for rest for him, a guy that certainly the Saints use a whole lot during the season, so as much of a break they can give him, the better. So, but Benny Fowler showed up a bunch today. Had catches, a couple of grabs from Drew Brees. We saw him with a catch coming from Taysom Hill. So I thought he had a nice practice. Lil Jordan Humphreys is a guy in the 2-minute drill in particular, had a couple of nice grabs with Jameis Winston. So some of those guys further down the depth chart. Another guy in the wide receiver position that I think the Saints have got to be really happy with where he's at from a developmental standpoint is Deontay Harris. Deontay had another big grab today in traffic with really tight coverage by Jack Rabbit, who continues to impress in this camp. So I think, he's becoming more and more of a viable weapon for the Saints. I don't know that he's going to have a super prominent role as a wide receiver, but I do think he can be more of a contributor this year than he was last year. We saw catches from Josh Hill, who's returned to practice. Ty Montgomery had a nice catch late on in practice. Emmanuel Butler made a play today. But really, for me, the takeaway, I thought Benny Fowler, Deontay Harris, Lil Jordan Humphreys at the wide receiver position looked good. I thought the offensive line looked better when they weren't sloppy, when there wasn't those issues up front. We did see a short yardage period today that we had a lot of guys on the ground. Again, just kind of the word I would use is sloppy, and I think that's something that'll be repeated to those guys when they get into the meeting room, something that they certainly have to clean up. And it is a little bit indicative of training camp as you're rotating guys in and out, different quarterbacks, different cadences. That stuff can happen, and yet it's not an excuse, and those guys are going to need to clean that stuff up. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty good day. I thought it was balanced. I thought there was good energy in the indoor, and certainly it looked like a middle of training camp practice, which is good. It didn't look like we were 10 days into camp. I thought those guys looked pretty good today. So all in all, a good practice. I think certainly we're thankful that we were able to have the practice today. I know the Saints are, and I know that our thoughts and prayers are going out to Western Louisiana, Lake Charles, that area and what they're going through with the storm right now. I know this area knows very well how difficult that can be, and certainly we're thinking and praying about them. I know the Saints are as well. So just thankful to get a practice off today. I'll be back tomorrow. I think Deuce will be checking in after me later in this week. The Saints will go into the Superdome on Saturday. I think Deuce will be bringing that practice to you guys. So stay tuned. Keep logged in here at WWL Radio on Twitter, as well as WWL.com for all the latest Saints information from the pros. This is Zach Strief signing off.